Welcome back to another film session. We're going to look at Saquon Barkley, and yeah, it is going to be exciting. He's going to offer a lot of things to this offense, be a multiplicitous back, and someone we needed, an elite that we rarely had at the position, especially here in Philadelphia. And how he spends, he don't cheap out. He goes for the premium top shelf shit. What's up, it's your boy Cintron coming back at you with another analysis video. To kid you not, that's my real name. Eagles film room, Saquon Barkley is going to be so much fun. I fucking agree. Let's get into it. So the Eagles made one of the biggest moves of NFL free agency by signing running back Saquon Barkley last week, or more like almost 3 weeks ago. I enjoyed going back and watching some of Barkley's film from this past season. The less said about the Giants' offense, the better, because yeah, it was a show for several reasons, but not enough talent around the guy. He's had to be the focal piece of the offense, and nothing really else to offer, threaten. They're just going to focus in on him. Why not? And it's going to diminish his numbers and his apparent effectiveness, even though that's not the case. Definitely won't be the case here in Philly. And I'm so excited to watch him play for the Eagles this year. Let's get into some of the numbers. Like you see here, him compared to Swift and Gainwell. Yeah, some of the numbers don't look favorable, but he was dealing with a lot of mitigating circumstances there. The talent surrounding him on the outside, as well as the line blocking for him, weren't adequate, but he still put up some respectable figures here by way of his pass blocking, and PFF they're hit or miss, but his rushing grade still very comparable to these guys, even though he didn't have anywhere near the requisite talent or the blocking in front of him. So a lot to be said for that. In pass blocking, he's a whole nother level. So the numbers do not look elite, but it's hard to excel at running back without a strong offensive line, and didn't have that there with the Giants. Barkley ranked 4th in pass blocking snaps and 16th in efficiency, so that's definitely good to see, because Swift is, for all of his rushing prowess, he lacked in that department. And Gainwell, when you look closer, he wasn't as well touted as you thought he might have been. So strengths, he's a rare athlete. You don't get drafted second overall without elite physical tools. He has all the tools you look for: size, burst, speed, and power. So 6 foot, 232, ran a 4.4 from out the combine, and blew past guys like Nolan Smith, who ran a 4.39, 4.38, I think it's 4.39 last year on a wheel route. Still has the speed, looks like it to me. Can he, look like he doesn't have quite the burst he did when he first came into the league? Sure, but who is in their 5th, 6th year the same guy they were coming into the league? Not even consider injuries, just age and tread on the tires just saps that ability. All right, let's look at him here, man. In the backfield, the jump cutness, what he's doing. Get skinny there, and just that freaking lateral move through that hole there. You can count on your hand how many backs are able to make that move, and he's 6 foot 230 plus making that. That is ridiculous. So yeah, definitely a reminder, he's not a small back. He's doing this at 230. So look at here, making guys miss, making something out of nothing. As some people say, making chicken salad out of chicken. Just look at the bounces that he's making there. Cutting in and out, short area explosion. 1, 2, 3. And, he was doing too much there, but you're apt to do that when you don't have a line that you trust in front of you. I mean, that won't be the case here in Philly. Most times I think they're going to hold up for him, but he didn't have a lot to work with there in New York. And he was Batman, getting slowly beaten, ground into a pulp by the Banes of the world. And he got tired of fighting and came to the dark side. Welcome to Philly. All right, he has excellent patience to let his blocks develop. Like, look at this. Crazy. Bam, bam. Letting those things, letting them work up in there. They don't deserve the trust. He's letting them apply themselves in trade. He's getting blown back. Just guys are unreliable. And hey, your talent is what your talent is. But, when a guy is constantly in survival mode, he doesn't have time to appreciate the subtleties of, people actually doing their job, or, going out on a limb and say, hey, man, I might want to trust you here, lend you some credit. Nah, it's all the other type of credit. charging into the game and doesn't know if it's going to come back with interest or not. The ability to cut and change direction while following his blocks is really good. He has outstanding second level vision. So yeah, he sets up guys on second level perfectly. Bam! I mean, just look at that, bouncing down to that. And yeah, earlier Saquon might have turned on the afterburners, but that's good enough. You're getting a 20, 30, 40-yard run there. He creates by himself a lot because he had to. Here he won't have to do that a lot, or the majority of the time. So it's nice to know that you will have a guy that will have that ability, so that like Swift, he was one of the guys who went down after first contact, the most. If you look at the numbers last year, and just like if he wasn't making a guy miss, he was not going to run through them most of the times. But this guy can. But he'd prefer to run around you because it takes less damage, but he can truck stick you if he needs to. Especially when he puts you in a compromising position. That last cut, what was safety supposed to do there? Can't fly, blinded downhill, or he just might give up, the TD. He tried to slow him down. He did enough, for his, mates to get there, but trouble. This is the most important one on the list. He's really good and willing pass protector. Kellen likes to keep an extra player in to block, so the running back, the tight end could be. So having a back who can pass protect is important. He can handle linebackers one-on-one and will even help out his linemen to deal with opposing defensive tackle. I was like, come on now. You were embellishing a little bit. No, they weren't. He was getting in some work. So let's look at him here. A little, offset formation. Yeah, that's a listening linebacker. Dude was going nowhere. Dude on, the Commanders. I don't know who that is, but he stonewalled him. And kind of like, look, finesse style, but, it was very solid. He held up very nicely there. And then you see here, helping out with defensive tackles, you're like, come on now. But here he is. All right, it skipped. So let's go back to it. Bam. And he doesn't just help out. He slowed the hell out of his progress. That's a D tackle. A guy that shouldn't be able to be phased by a measly running back coming at him. But nope, Saquon is on it. And man, if our line, will love him for that, especially, a guy like Mailata. Not that he needs the help, but think about him and Saquon double team somebody on the edge. Destroying. He's out with a fracture, but anyways, fractured neck, but that's a different story. He's a very strong receiving back who can run routes from the backfield as well as the slot. So there's your Christian McCaffrey-esque ability. He looks like a natural hands catcher who can catch away from his body and can also create yards after the catch. So look what he does here. I think this is the double, the play action, but then, they go to him. Just gets him excellently there and then just does the rest himself. Uses breakaway speed, gets to the end zone. He's wilding out because he's like, man, I really did that. So he made a play for the Giants there and really got them into the end zone. He has the ability to do that still. Like the rail route down the sidelines. The last defender didn't get him, that would have been a touchdown. Outran Nolan Smith and another linebacker, I forget who it was. Might have been Shaq Leonard. No, I think it was, what's his name? That went to, I think it was the Bills. Nicholas Morrow just did both of them in. Nicholas, shouldn't have been in trail to begin with, but you flat out beat Nolan Smith who runs a 4.39. That tells me that 4.4 is under. It's really a 4.3. Yeah, it's 4.4 flat. It's pretty much 4.3. So he can fit every single scheme. They made an emphasis on that. Every single scheme. He can run inside zone, outside zone, but also excels on gap concepts where he can just get up the field quickly. So I love that. There's nothing he can't do. Damn. Personally, I'm expecting the Eagles to run a lot more outside zone next year. So, the guy's flowing and he reads off of that and cuts on the outside of the tackle. I think Barkley's fantastic at this as he allows him to just make one cut and get upfield. And that's why I want them to draft a guy like Isaac Grindo by Friendo. In the fifth round, fourth round, could be out of Louisville. Perfect guy to come in and learn from him, be his caddy. He makes one cut and he goes. He gets upfield. He's a no-nonsense runner. Different from Saquon, but he has blazing speed, 4.33. But it's around the same size, 6 foot, 230. Just a load to bring down, but he's just such a hard-nosed runner. So I'd love to get a guy like that, bring him in here. He could be our Isaac Pacheco, but bigger, faster, stronger. All right, under center, outside zone. Yeah, just get to the second level. Yes, has that speed. Gets a nice 17, 18-yard gain there. Easy money. Rip off runs like that, and it makes everyone's job easier. And then think about him running alongside Jalen. And then, outside receivers, Devonta and A.J. Brown. Then on the inside, Paris Campbell. Then, Spelling on the outside, maybe Devontae Parker. But, I think we're going to bring in some other guys, but we haven't even gotten to freaking Dallas Goedert, man. This offense should be freaking dynamic. He can make special plays that very few running backs can do. If you're going to pay a running back, I need to see plays like this on film. So he creates something out of nothing here. Runs to the line of scrimmage, nothing there. Bounces to the outside, shakes a guy off, shakes another guy off. Was about to shake another guy off, and he just it's interesting that people see Saquon as kind of soft because he runs around guys. He doesn't have to run through you. Would shorten his career. He wouldn't be getting his second, third contract now if he had, done what we want him to do and beat himself up, let his body go to shit and just get pulverized. Really meet that 3-year and done, NFL career milestone. Nah, he ain't trying to do that. So I champion that. And yeah, he definitely plays through injuries and such, like he did last year. Doesn't complain about it. He has the size and power to run through smaller defensive backs as well as smaller linebackers, and it's easy to forget that he is a powerful man with a thick build because he's so explosive in short areas. Yeah, definitely. Let's see what we have here. Let's go back. He caught the ball here in the flat. Bam! Get an arm out and almost gets the first down there. So, that's just keeping you ahead of 6. It's 2nd and 1. We have the option for a touch push, but, you can just give back to him again. It opens up so many. When you're at 2nd and 1, that opens up, so many options for the offense to convert, ways to convert, and, just tires the defense out and frustrates the hell out of them. Because their head's going to be spinning. Think about, what do I do with Saquon? Oh, Jalen, does he have the ball? Damn, AJ's one-on-one. Devontae is going to eat us up running routes. Dallas Goedert is lighting up the middle. And then whoever else is going to be eating off of that, Paris Campbell. It's too many cooks in the kitchen for the defense, man. They can't focus on one dish. They got, they've been palletized. A lot of Saquon Barkley's poor statistical output in 2023 was down to a horrible Giants offensive line and offense. Because, yeah, he had no weapons around him, twos and threes at best, surrounded by receivers who were non-threatening, and slot guys, a lot of slot guys. And the offensive line just wasn't good enough. Neal isn't cutting it as a right tackle. Smith was a rookie. He had his spots. Andrew Thomas, the one standout, but that's one guy on the line. And then, Justin Pugh coming from off the couch. The guys calling in guys from, out of retirement. That tells you all you need to know about the offensive line, man. Not to be trusted. So look at him here, making a cut. If he makes that block there, he doesn't get tackled in the backfield. So, just know where to go. Can't trust, these guys. 61 is doing his job as a rookie. Smith, I think, might be. But other guys around him just aren't good enough. All right, it says pretty much everything you need to know. 2023 run block win rate. Eagles first in the league. Giants 31st. There's 30 spots in between them. That is crazy. So, and Saquon is an excellent pass blocker, which is huge on picking up blitzes as defenses game plan against the Eagles offense last season. So Todd Bowles and the Giants themselves come to mind. Just, blitzed the holy hell out of Jalen Hurts, and we had no answers, no hot routes. Kellen Moore's going to address that. Plays set up to, to mitigate, that play action we saw earlier that actually went to him. That mitigates a pass rush, causes them to have reasons to pause. And you get them thinking, you get them processing on the field. That's a win for the offense. This is a weird string to add, but I want to throw it in there. So basically saying Matt Breida, when he was in there, he looked slower, and you could tell that it wasn't Saquon. So still in year 5, year 6, he's got that, that play speed that just can't be easily doubled. Can't easily be replicated. That's the word I'm searching for. And Matt Brady's a younger guy who's taking less carries, but he's just not explosive. He's a decent back. He has some speed to him. So weaknesses, I had some comments about his speed and explosiveness. In the games I watched, he looked electric 90% of the time, but had a few reps here and there where he looked a little sluggish in terms of long speed. I think that was injuries. You know, if it's 90% that you're seeing, he's got to be physically compromised. He dealt with, I think, ankle injuries last year and a myriad of other things. And, you know, hopefully he's healthy now. He looks to be. We will see. But the thing is, he won't be the focal point anymore, so he won't have to theoretically be focused on so much. And he'll be able to eat off of the other guys and their influence and the amount of space they're going to give him, as well as the offensive line that opens up pretty big sizable holes. And he's a slasher. He's an explosive guy. He should be able to take advantage of that, as well as a lighter workload, because we won't be depending on him solely to be the offense. So let's look here. He does get caught. He got slowed down there, but I mean, like, you know, that's like, okay. I don't expect him to be the second overall pick. I want him to be a top 10 back. And I think he can do that. If Swift can be that in his offense last year, he damn well could do a lot better. I think he's guilty of sometimes doing a little too much. There are times when there are holes and he tries to do a little too much. So this is just years of compounded non-trust, you know, in his linemen. Hey, if he can't trust you, why should I even try in the first place? It just depend on my own strength, lean on my own wisdom and knowledge and understanding. And the Bible tells us that's a faulty way of thinking. But hey, man, a lot of faithless years, it's tough. You're trying to keep the faith, you know what I'm saying? All right, you got that issue again. It's gonna skip. Come on, man. Okay, let's go back. So he could have hit that backside. Yeah, he could have, but, you know, like I said, years of thinking, hey, man, I got to do this by myself. Cast doubt in the mind. Once you have doubt, you got him thinking, that's not who you want thinking. You want the defense to be thinking, doing all the thinking out there. Last year, he had a 10% drop rate, and I noticed on film, his career drop rate is 8%, or specifically 8.3, and then, which is above the other top receiving backs. So, I mean, there's things they said, like ball placement, timing, get the ball out earlier, give him, room to work with instead of him being hit as soon as he gets the ball. I think that might have been the rookie, Mr. Italian, what's his name? Hit my man, forgot, but just put him in a bad position. But also, like, you could, the play design. I don't know if it's, let's go back, really telegraphed. So, like, this receiver, he should maybe go to the receiver there. Yeah, he went to the wrong person. So just putting him in disadvantageous positions. You're not helping me out here. So overall, love the move. I do. Like I said, we're not getting 2017 or whatever Saquon. We're getting 2023. A guy who's coming off a career low, I think, in 3.8. Or if it's not a career low, it's got to be second or third. And yeah, he had like a okay year last year to like some downgrades on a downward trajectory. He should have a bounce back year. He's had good to great, and then so years, and this should be a leap year for him basically. But anyways, we're gonna get up out of here. Love talking about the Eagles, especially our new additions, and breaking down film, and not really heavily breaking down because I'm just talking about from what I know from a layman's perspective. I self-taught, but hey, you're not even watching though, but it's all good because I love talking about the Eagles and I love making these videos. So we're gonna chunk the deuces officially. But as always, it's fly Eagles fly, and let's motherfucking go.
Like, comment, share, subscribe if you
Thanks for watching. Check me out at Cintron Anime, Cintron Life, or Cintron Laughs, or other social media.